I'm Nick Pearce and I'm the Managing Director at indie studio Modern Storyteller. We're making a game called The Forgotten City using Unreal Engine. I started out as a modder. I made a mod called The Forgotten City for a popular RPG. It racked up millions of downloads, IGN called it simply amazing, and it became the first mod in history to win a Writers Guild Award. It really surprised me because I'd just been modding for my own entertainment. I was just making the kind of game I wanted to play, an epic, mind-bending, philosophical adventure for intelligent adults who are tired of the same old video game tropes. And it turns out a lot of other people wanted to play that too. I knew I'd discovered my passion, so I quit my job and founded a game studio so we could reimagine the mod as a standalone game. The Forgotten City, the game, is a murder mystery set in an ancient Roman city caught in a time loop. The player discovers the ruins of an ancient city, travels back in time 2,000 years, and tries to change its fate. To do that, players will need to explore an intricately detailed and historically authentic ancient Roman city, interrogate a community of interesting characters, and cleverly exploit the time loop, Groundhog Day style. The goal of the standalone project was to level up every aspect of the original mod. But of course, making an indie game from scratch is a lot harder than making a mod. Fortunately for us, Unreal Engine does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. Even though we're only a small team with an indie budget, we've been able to create a gorgeous game world populated by beautiful, well-animated character models, and that's something that historically only much larger studios could do. It's really allowed us to punch above our weight and do some really cool, unique things. For example, we've used it to simulate travelling and looping through time. We've designed a mythical golden bow which you can use to turn enemies into solid gold and then boot them into oncoming enemies. And it has allowed us to create excellent procedural animations to support our 60,000 words of character dialogue. When you make an indie game, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, finding funding is always a challenge. I got started with a combination of savings from my 10-year legal career, as well as grants from Film Victoria, a government arts body here in Victoria. And once the game was more advanced, we were lucky enough to land an Unreal Dev grant, a no-strings-attached grant from Epic Games. And that extended our production runway long enough for us to land a publishing deal with Dear Villagers. And as a result, we now have a budget to make the game we always wanted to make. If you're interested in The Forgotten City, we'd love it if you'd check out our Steam page and wishlist the game. You can also find Modern Storyteller on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.